He's a former wrestler. He's a movie actor. He's the most electrifying man in Hollywood. He's the great one. He's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And these are his top 10 takes on greatness. Top takeaway number 1. Success isn't always about greatness. It's about consistency. Consistent hard work gains success. Greatness will come. I like this particular take because it teaches us to focus on the little things and doing the right things every single day and being consistent in what we're doing. Have consistent efforts towards greatness, and eventually we will get to greatness. Sometimes we make our endeavors so large that it immobilizes us and we don't feel like we can move forward or we'll ever attain it. But just be consistent and keep going and trust the process. And if we are consistent and work hard, like he said, greatness will come. Top takeaway number 2. Blood, sweat, and respect. First 2, you give. The last one, you earn. That is a very true statement, because if you are great in anything that you do, if you're the top at anything that you do, if you're one of the best creators, one of the best salespeople, one of the best marketers, one of the best athletes, one of the best anything, you will get others' respect. That's not to say that you won't have haters, but the fact that you have some haters might be that you are on the right track. That might be that they are envious that you're doing something that they cannot or will not or not willing to do at all. But remember, your blood, your sweat, in other words, your grit, your determination, you give those. And when you do, you get the respect of others. You get the respect of your peers. People respect greatness. Top takeaway number 3. When you walk up to opportunity's door, don't knock. Kick the bleep in, smile, and introduce yourself. It's really a call to be bold. When an opportunity strikes, you need to act. You need to seize the opportunity when it comes. Who knows when it'll come around again? So if it's your turn to get up there and take your shot, your swing at bat, whichever metaphor you need to get you going, then you need to do it. We've seen years and years of tryouts on, for instance, American Idol. When the camera comes on and the microphone's in your face, you need to belt it out. You have to go for it. It is your chance. Seize the opportunity. Introduce yourself to the opportunity. Smile. Be bold. Put your chest out, chin up, be bold. Top takeaway number 4. 1995, $7 in my pocket. I knew 2 things. I'm broke as hell, and one day I won't be. You know, many of the great people that we see out in our society, Hollywood, or what have you, have very, very humble beginnings. So if you too are someone who have a humble beginning, I'm one of those people as well. You have a humble beginning, you're probably in good company. Some of the most successful people in the world who have achieved any level of greatness, most of them have actually come from humble beginnings. So don't be embarrassed of your humble beginnings. Don't hate the fact that you have some humble beginnings. Most people, almost anyone you've heard of, had next to nothing when they were little. Some had even less, but they pulled themselves up, got going, and they finally achieved greatness. Top takeaway number 5. I like to use the hard times in the past to motivate me today. If you ask me, that's some sage advice, something that we should all use today. Just like the last take, many of us will look at our past and think that's just where we're going to be for the rest of our life. We have this particular tape running in our head, you know, I'm poor, or I didn't have my mom, I didn't have my dad, we don't have anything. Everyone else have all the advantages. Well, everyone has a story, everyone has a past, and it's not always rainbows and lollipops. So you have to use that to motivate you. use that as your fuel to let you know you never want to go back there again. You never want to be in that place again. Some people use that to lift their families up out of these low estates in life. You can do the same thing. In order to achieve greatness, you need to take what you have. Right now, you may have a humble story. You may have not very much in the way of resources, but it's really not about the resources. As Tony Robbins would say, it's about being resourceful. And you can use that to motivate you to get to that next level. And soon you will achieve greatness. That's what it's all about. Taking what you have, taking those humble beginnings, and get on the path to greatness. If you keep going, you'll eventually get there. Top takeaway number 6. I'll never ever be full. I'll always be hungry. Obviously, I'm not talking about food. Growing up, I had nothing for such a long time. Someone told me a long time ago, and I'll never forget it. Once you've ever been hungry, really, really hungry, then you'll never ever be full. It's kind of like saying once you get this burning desire in you, that it'll just never be enough. You're always trying to achieve more, do a little bit more, have access a little bit more. You just want this, whatever that dream is to you. What is that ultimate goal for you? And you'll never be satisfied until you get it. And then you'll be on to another goal. Always growing, always stretching. Okay? Never being content with mediocrity. You'll always be hungry. Hunger can be said for drive. That gets you moving. That gets you going. Never being satisfied. Never settle for less than what your passion moves you towards. Don't settle for anything less than that. You have to stay hungry if you are determined to achieve anything of great and lasting value. Top takeaway number 7. The road to success and greatness is always paved with consistent hard work. Outwork your competition. Be authentic, and above all else, chase your greatness. We have an ongoing theme here that we have to consistently go after our greatness. I mean, if we don't, who else is going to get it? Are you going to be happy if someone else gets something that you were bound and determined to get, but you just didn't want to chase after it? You didn't want to run after it. You didn't want to get up, get going, move your feet. You didn't want to take the hill. You didn't want to burn your ships. You were not quite determined enough. You didn't want it bad enough. It just wasn't enough for you. Something didn't compel you into action. Nothing moves you. We have to always chase after our greatness. There is something that is in you. Something that maybe you haven't figured it out yet. But there's something in you that only you can bring to life. Don't go to your grave and deprive the rest of the world of your greatness. Besides depriving yourself of your own greatness and having that self-satisfaction. Whatever that goal is, that dream is, it's been given to you for you to bring it forth. Who knows who it may benefit? If it benefits millions of other people, great, wonderful. But if it just satisfies you realize something that was in you and you brought it into this plane of existence, brought it in from your mind into reality, how fulfilling is that? You know the old deathbed speech of all the regrets that one has when they're on their deathbed. Don't let your greatness be one of your regrets. That's something, that one thing that you were just too afraid to chase after. Chase after your greatness. Top takeaway number 8. Let actions do your talking for you, unless you're telling a good dirty joke. You know, I don't want any of us to fall in the trap of doing way too much talking. Maybe our talking is more than our actions. You want your actions to outweigh your talking. Because People believe your actions more than they believe your words. And quite frankly, you will feel the exact same way. You know in the integrity of your heart if you're not doing what you say you are doing. You'll know in the integrity of your heart if you are not walking your talk. Besides, if you're walking your talk, people will know exactly what you're saying. It's time for you to have your actions match or exceed your words. Top takeaway number 9. With drive and a bit of talent, you can move mountains. A lot of times we underestimate our drive and we underestimate our talents. Because it reminds me of that, the old definition that says, opportunity is when luck and preparation meet. This is pretty much the same thing. Use your drive and your talents. Do what you're passionate at. Do what you're talented at. Use your drive and opportunities will come because you will be ready. Opportunities will come, and even when you don't think you're ready, you have to strike. You never know the mountains that you can move just because you are driven to move it. Just because you have a bit of talent and you're always consistently and constantly sharpening your sword. You just never know what opportunities may come with your drive and with your talent. Finally, you know where I was going to go with that, don't you? Top takeaway number 10. Success at anything will always come down to this: focus and effort. And we control both. And we must never forget that. Focus and effort. Get a lock on the target. Focus in on that target and keep moving in the direction of that target. That's your goal, that's your dream, that's your ambition, that's your desire. It's whatever that is. But you gotta stay focused. That is one of the things that throw us completely off course, is that we don't maintain our focus. We let things distract us from what we really want to do. We look at Hollywood actors. Okay, they get focused. I've read their stories. I've been looking at their bios and things like that. They get focused. You look at like Kevin Hart. He gets focused. He focused on his craft. He focused on doing comedy. He focused on getting into the movies, and that's what he wanted to do. You look at Schwarzenegger. He focused on bodybuilding, and he wanted that to lead him into movies. He stayed focused on that, and then he achieved it. So you look at any person of any amount of success, and they got focused, and they kept putting effort into it. A lot of us get in a bit of a analysis paralysis because we think that we're not good. We're not willing to put the effort in. We're not willing to put the time in to get better. Sometimes opportunities come a little bit early, and sometimes it may take them a while. But you have to always focus and always put in effort. We have to harness the things that we can't control. And in this case in particular, it's our effort and it's our focus. And greatness will come. Comment, like, subscribe. Let me know which one of the takeaways was your favorite. And if you have one you'd like to share with everyone else, put it down below. Until next time, conquer with character.